My name is Luna, and if you saw me during the day, you'd probably think I'm just another ordinary girl. I blend in, keep my head down, and try not to draw too much attention. But there's something about the night that calls to me, something deep inside that stirs as soon as the sun dips below the horizon. I have a secret, one I've never told anyone, not my parents, not my friends, not even my little brother. It's the kind of secret that feels too big to say out loud, like it might burst if I ever tried to explain it. It's the kind of secret that lives inside you, waiting for the sun to go down. All day it simmers quietly, hidden beneath my skin, until the world grows dark and quiet and the moon rises high above the rooftops. During the day, I'm just a normal 13-year-old girl, school, homework, trying not to get called on in math. I worry about pop quizzes, about what to wear, about whether my friends will notice if I'm acting weird. I laugh at lunch, pretend to be brave in gym, and sometimes feel invisible in the crowded hallways. But when night comes, everything changes. The world outside my window transforms, and so do I. The shadows stretch and deepen, and the air feels charged with possibility. The darkness is my playground, my home. It's where I feel most alive, most myself. Out there, under the stars, I'm not afraid of being different. When the last sunlight disappears, a silvery tingle starts in my fingertips and spreads through me. It's like electricity, but softer, gentler, a secret energy that only I can feel. I can see perfectly in the dark. Every detail is clear as day. The world glows in shades of blue and silver, and nothing is hidden from me. Not the smallest pebble, not the tiniest moth fluttering by. My powers are tied to the night. When the world sleeps, I wake up in ways no one else can imagine. I can slip into shadows, move without a sound, almost like I'm part of the darkness itself. It's as if the night wraps around me, hiding me from anyone who might be watching. If I concentrate, I can even make small objects float, pencils, pebbles, sometimes even my favorite book. It's like the moonlight gives me a little extra magic, just enough to make the impossible possible. It's like having a superpower, but it's also terrifying. Sometimes I wonder if I'm the only one in the world like this, or if there are others hiding in the shadows too. What if someone saw me? What if they found out what I can do? The thought makes my heart race, and I find myself checking the windows, making sure the curtains are drawn tight. What would my parents think? Would they be scared of me, or would they try to help? I don't know, and I'm too afraid to find out. What would my friends say? Would they laugh, or would they run away? Sometimes I wish I could tell them just to see the look on their faces. So I live two lives: daylight Luna, quiet and clumsy, always trying to fit in, always worried about being found out; and night Luna, graceful and strong, unafraid to leap and run and dance in the moonlight. At night I feel like I could do anything. Night Luna can leap from the garage roof to the oak tree, fearless, but only when everyone else is asleep. The world is mine, silent and secret, and I can be whoever I want to be. Keeping these two Lunas separate is the hardest thing I've ever done. Sometimes I look in the mirror and wonder which one is the real me. Every day I worry my two worlds will collide. I worry that one day I'll slip up and someone will see what I can do. But for now, the night is mine alone. It's my secret world, my escape, my greatest adventure. And that secret is both my greatest joy and my biggest fear. Every night, I wonder how long I can keep it and what will happen if I ever have to choose between the two Lunas inside me. School is the hardest part of keeping my secret. Every morning as the sun rises and the world wakes up, I have to put on a mask and pretend that I'm just like everyone else. The hallways are filled with laughter and chatter, but I always feel like I'm walking a tightrope, careful not to slip. I have to pretend to be completely normal, never too good at anything, especially not at things my powers would help with. I laugh at the right jokes, answer questions just well enough, and make sure I never stand out. It's like living in a play where I'm always on stage, and the audience is everyone around me. In gym, I let the dodgeball hit me, even though I could dodge it easily. Sometimes I even fake a stumble or a clumsy move just to make sure no one suspects anything. It's strange, holding back when every instinct tells me to move faster, to be better. There are moments when I wish I could just let go and show everyone what I can really do. But I know the risks. One slip and everything could change. My best friend Sam is always curious. "Luna, why are you always so tired?" She notices things others don't, and sometimes I worry she's getting too close to the truth. I want to tell her everything, but I can't. Not yet. I just say I'm a night owl. It's the easiest excuse, and most people accept it without question. But the truth is, the night is when I feel most alive, when my real self comes out. My parents worry too. "You have dark circles under your eyes, sweetie," my mum says. I see the concern in her eyes, the way she tries to help with warm milk or gentle reminders to get more sleep. I wish I could tell her why I'm always so tired, but I can't risk it. I promise to sleep early, but as soon as the house is quiet, I'm wide awake. The silence of the night feels like freedom, a time when I don't have to pretend anymore. The energy of the night calls to me, impossible to ignore. The moonlight feels like it's charging me, filling me with a strength I can't explain. Out here, I'm not hiding, I'm just me. Every day I play the role of normal girl, always afraid someone will see through the act. I wonder if anyone else feels this way, like they're living a double life, always on guard. It's exhausting, but I can't risk anyone finding out. The weight of my secret is heavy, but it's a burden I have to carry, at least for now. The world is built for the daytime, and I'm not sure where I fit in. But as long as the night is mine, I know I'll find my place, even if it's in the shadows for now. The night is when I truly come alive. After my parents are asleep, my room becomes my training ground. I started small, making shadows darker, learning to see in the dark, moving without a sound. I practiced sneaking past my dad and our creaky floorboards, feeling like a spy. My favorite thing is climbing the big oak outside my window, leaping from roof to garage, the whole neighborhood asleep below. Up there, I'm not clumsy, Luna. I'm powerful, graceful, in control, but even alone, fear whispers, "What if someone sees me?" I love my powers, but I hate hiding them. It's lonely being the only one who can dance with shadows. One night, I got too confident practicing levitation in the kitchen. I started with a spoon, then tried the heavy fruit bowl. It floated until a floorboard creaked upstairs. My dad was coming. I panicked, lost focus, and the bowl crashed, fruit rolling everywhere. I dove under the table, pulling the shadow around me, willing myself invisible. My dad entered, turned on the light, and looked right at me, but saw nothing. He sighed, blamed the cat, and went back to bed. I stayed hidden, heart pounding. I'd never been so scared. My powers had saved me, but I realized how close I'd come to being discovered. The thrill of using my abilities is always mixed with fear. I can't afford another mistake. Another close call happened at the school fall festival scavenger hunt. Sam and I searched for the last clue in the dark, empty hallways. The clue was in the locked history classroom. I could see it through the window, just out of reach. I sent Sam to check the library, then focused on the shadow under the door. I slid my hand through, reaching for the clue, when footsteps echoed. Mr. Harrison, the history teacher, turned the corner. I yanked my arm back just in time. He smiled. "Looking for something, Luna?" I stammered, just waiting for my friend. He unlocked the door and went inside. I'd almost been caught, risking everything for a silly game. My powers are strongest when the moon is full. On those nights, the energy inside me is almost too much to contain. Levitation is easier. I can lift my desk chair, jump farther, even manipulate shadows into living shapes. The moonlight feeds my abilities, making me feel safe and powerful. I'm proud of what I can do. No one else owns the night like I do. But the fear of being discovered never goes away. I worry what my family or friends would think. The pride and fear are always at war inside me. Sometimes I wish I could be normal, but then I look at the moon and know that's not who I am. I am the girl who owns the night. One evening I heard my neighbor Maya crying. Her kitten, Patches, was lost. As night fell, my powers awakened. I could see and hear everything in the dark, so I promised to help. This wasn't about showing off, it was about helping someone who was hurting. I searched the backyards and woods, moving silently through shadows, listening for a scared kitten. After almost an hour, I heard a faint meow from high in the old willow tree. Patches was stuck on a branch, too high for anyone else to reach. I wasn't a normal person, not at night. I knew what I had to do, even if it was risky. I climbed the fence, ready to help. My powers weren't just for me anymore, they were for helping others. For the first time, I felt a sense of purpose. I had to get that kitten down. The willow branch was thin and high. I'd have to jump from the shed roof. My heart pounded, but I couldn't let Maya down. I ran, leapt, and for a moment I was flying. I landed on the branch, balanced, and gently scooped up Patches. Getting down was harder. I couldn't risk hurting him. Then I saw Maya and her dad below watching. They had seen me jump. My secret was out. Fear washed over me, but I focused on the kitten and what mattered. I did something I'd only practiced in my room. I levitated, floating gently down from the tree. I landed softly on the grass, Patches safe in my arms. For the first time, I wasn't hiding. I was just Luna, doing what I had to do, and I wasn't afraid. Sometimes you have to take a leap of faith. I stood on the cool grass, the world hushed around me, the kitten trembling gently in my jacket, my heart pounded in my chest, every sense heightened by the darkness and the uncertainty of what would come next. I waited for the worst, for fear, for anger, for someone to shout or run away. The night air felt heavy, as if it too was holding its breath. But then Maya ran to me, her eyes shining brighter than the streetlights. She threw her arms around me, laughing and crying all at once. "You saved him! You flew like a superhero!" she whispered, her voice full of awe and wonder. In that moment I saw myself reflected in her eyes, not as a monster, but as someone extraordinary. Mr. Chen, who had witnessed everything, stared at me with wide eyes. For a second I thought he might turn away, but instead he stepped closer and said, "Thank you, Luna. That was incredible." His voice was steady, full of respect, and I realized he truly meant it. He wasn't afraid, he was grateful. The fear I'd always expected wasn't there. Instead, there was acceptance and even admiration. It was as if the world had shifted just a little to make room for someone like me. For the first time, someone saw the real me and didn't run away. I felt a warmth spread through me, a sense of belonging I'd never known before. The secret I'd carried for so long suddenly felt lighter. That night I looked up at the full moon, letting its silver light wash over me. For once I felt peace instead of fear. The sky seemed endless, full of possibilities, and I realized I was part of something bigger than my worries. My secret was out, at least to 2 people, and the world hadn't ended. In fact, it felt like a new world had just begun, a world where I could be myself and where friendship was stronger than fear. I'd used my powers for good, and the pride I felt was pure and bright, like starlight in my veins. I realized that helping others, even when it meant revealing my secret, was worth every risk. I realized being different wasn't a curse, it was a gift. My powers didn't make me less, they made me more. I was unique, and that was something to celebrate, not hide. My powers are part of who I am, woven into every heartbeat, every breath. Hiding them is like hiding my heart. And I don't want to live in the shadows anymore. From now on, I won't be so afraid. I'll walk forward, even if the path is uncertain, because I know who I am. I don't know what the future holds, but I know I'm not alone in the dark anymore. With friends by my side, I can face anything. I am Luna, the girl who owns the night. The stars are my witnesses, and the moon my companion. And for the first time, I'm truly proud of it. I'm not just surviving, I'm shining. The night is mine, and now so is my story. I'm ready to write the next chapter, one filled with courage, hope, and the light that only I can bring.